Good morning, everyone. Today is Monday, November 2nd, 2020. The time is 11:04 a.m. This is our weekly status meeting, Commissioner Status Update. Attending by phone is Commissioner Bill Brooks, in person, Commissioners Duncan and Fillios. Do we have any changes to the agenda? Hearing none. So we'll move on. Our first item, is the the allocation of CARES funds to shelter homeless positive individuals. Before I turn this over to Jody, I got a call from the director, I think it's Larry Riley of St. Vincent de Paul, and because of the social distancing that's required as a result of COVID, we have homeless people that cannot be housed in a single location. So the question that he posed to us, and I think other jurisdictions, is there a way that we can house these folks in an apartment or a house type setting? So Jody, I'm going to turn it over to you. You want to take it from there?
Sure. So as Chris indicated, Larry requested the BOCC consider allocating a portion of the county's CARES funds to pay for the hotel cost associated with self-isolating homeless individuals diagnosed with COVID-19. And St. Vincent de Paul has worked out an agreement with Comfort Inn. So in speaking with the State Controller's Office, the hotel cost to self-isolate homeless individuals is an eligible cost. And so we are seeking board direction to pursue potentially allocating the necessary funds. We've identified approximately $60,000 for 8 weeks to provide hotel rooms for 10 individuals, and the cost per room is at $71, and the food per day is $30, and the miscellaneous is $5.
Okay.
So that would be a total cost of $60,000 of the CARES funds if the board so chooses to go down that path to allocate to St. Vincent de Paul.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jody, are any cities using some of their CARES Act?
Yes, they are. So the city of Coeur d'Alene is providing some funding. The key here is that the grant funding that the city of Coeur d'Alene is allocating is block grant funds that have a performance period to extend, I believe, into 2021-22, where our funds would obviously be needed to be expended by the 30th of December, and we have to have our commitment to that if you guys go down that path by the 11th of December. And so to answer your question, yes, there are some funds, and it would complement, if we worked with the city of Coeur d'Alene, if the board so desired, the CARES funds would complement their funding.
Okay. And are there any other organizations involved besides St. Vincent's?
Well, that would be the other option that the board could take, is they certainly could move to allocate funds that then would also qualify for other entities that are providing self-isolation for homeless individuals who test positive as well. It's just that St. Vincent is the one that approached us, and so we are pursuing that request.
Sure.
What?
And then,
Okay, real quick. Post Falls, Hayden, any idea? Jody?
I haven't received any comments from them regarding whether or not they will be providing. I suspect that Larry has chatted directly with each of the jurisdictions, but I certainly can follow up on that.
and then Jody, is this, you say 8 weeks, but is that, I understand that's when the CARES funding runs out. Are the individuals only quarantining for 10 to 14 days? Or isolating?
The way that model the model that Larry sent over and that the Kim calculated, yes, we are looking at the isolation period based on a daily rate of 10 people, and then we worked out that to come out to the $60,000. Obviously, if they don't have that number that needs it, then that funding would not obviously go to that expense. So it's just there. Currently, I understand from Larry that they've already had 2 individuals that have tested positive. So I believe that he is just looking for the funds available to do the self-isolation as they become COVID positive.
Okay, so it doesn't mean that it will necessarily be 10 people.
Correct. I'm sorry. We were just trying to identify
Okay.
number so we could give the board some kind of framework. So if 10 people were to need to be isolated, then this formula that we're working would be 10 people at $71 per day. That's the room rate. The food per day.
Understood, right.
Right.
So somebody is isolated, let's say, for 14 days, that individual then would be relocated to a group setting?
Correct. It would be actually where they have an agreement with Comfort Inn, and that Comfort Inn has made rooms available to meet the need
As many as
of
10.
whomever Larry brings over, yes.
Okay, Bill, any comments?
No, I'm listening. Everything sounds good to me, but let's continue to discuss it here.
Okay, so Jody, what do you need from us today? Because we don't indicate an action item here. When does Larry need an answer?
Well, I would say that probably Larry would appreciate an answer sooner rather than later to know that the funds are available since, as I mentioned, I believe 2 people have already been diagnosed with COVID. And I would say that if the board would provide direction for Pat Braden and myself to then take the next step to provide the board then with an agreement, the agreement must be specific, and it must detail the relationship between Kootenai County and whomever, whether it's St. Vincent or any other social service group, if the board would like to provide that option to others as well, but at least this agreement would be drafted and available for the board to review and execute.
Leslie, are you okay
So that
with
would be the request. That
Yeah, I mean, right now, I don't see any huge downside, but I probably want to look into a couple different things. And if Pat is going to do the agreement, then I'd like to see what he comes up with.
Okay, good. Bill, you okay with that? For Pat to go off and
Yes,
draft an
that's
agreement?
fine.
Okay. Okay, Jody, you've got direction.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you. Second item, jail maintenance plow truck.
All right. Greg, do you want to
Leslie,
take this?
Greg?
Or- Yeah, the wrecked one. Yeah.
Basically, right now, they're, tree fell on a truck, totaled it out, $10,000 So they're gonna total it out, so we're gonna have to look at replacing that truck down the road. Be nice to do it before plow season, but we just have to, I'm trying to get prices on some trucks and things like that.
So you're looking at used?
Looking at used, we're looking at new. I mean, I talked to Nick, he suggested new, but, Tom's got a little money in his budget, but he doesn't have enough to supply a new truck. The least expensive truck I found was $29,000.
Okay. So this is also to ask that whatever the settlement from ICRIMP is goes back into that budget
Right,
in order
right.
to get a new truck. Yeah, I mean, go ahead and look. I mean, it's something we have to have.
Yeah, I don't think we
So-
have a choice.
No, we
Yeah.
kind of need it. And, like I said, we're looking at all directions. We don't know how much money's gonna come back from ICRIMP. So
Right.
we're waiting on that information.
Okay. And then fleet management's very well aware at this
I
point.
talked to Nick about it, so.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so just find out from ICRIMP and then find out how much, extra you're gonna need, and we'll just have to see. You know what, I'm gonna check with fleet management because I thought we gave them some money this year to buy some cars. So,
I think we did.
yeah, so I'll touch.
Are you
base.
looking at a half ton? Will that suffice?
No, we need 3/4
You need a
tons.
3/4
Yeah,
ton.
with the plowing, with the
Yeah,
tanks
yeah,
in the back,
okay.
it's just, half tons were tearing them up. I mean, they're just.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, then. Check it out. Thank you. All right, item number 3, fairgrounds and court agreement. Leslie?
Sure, so I understand that some progress has been made, so I don't know if Karlene wants to speak to this, or, I guess Karlene, can you let us know what the latest is? Karlene? Are you on mute? I wonder if we lost the whole connection. Bill, are you still there? Oh, all right, well, we'll dial back in.
Welcome to My One Number. Please announce yourself.
Do you have us back?
Karlene Behringer.
Great. Okay, we're back now.
Thank you.
It's weird. All right, so Karlene, do you want to go ahead and tell us what the latest is with the fairground and the Supreme Court?
Yes. Good morning, everybody. Okay, so first of all, as you know, each Thursday night or very early at the crack of dawn Friday morning, I get a notification on whether or not the first district and all the districts throughout the state can proceed with jury selection and jury trials for the coming week. When I received the notification on Friday, we were notified that none of the counties in the first district could proceed with jury selection or jury trials for this week, based upon the increase in COVID rates. So that's what's going to happen each week. It's a week-by-week notification. So I really don't have that much notice to give to Alexia. This last notice came out about 6 o'clock in the morning on Friday. So that's that portion of it. I did have a conversation with the Supreme Court regarding reimbursement and, again, asked if there was anything they could do to help us out by reimbursing the cost of the fairgrounds. So in that conversation, the Chief Executive Financial Officer of the Supreme Court, Michelle Christ, did indicate that they would be willing to take all of the invoices from September through December for the fairgrounds and submit them for CARES reimbursement. So I contacted Alexia and Emily, and they were gracious enough to send me over all of the invoices, and I sent them to the Supreme Court on October 28th. There's no guarantee that we're going to get the funding back, but at least they're willing to submit them.
Okay.
Okay, good.
And
So
then,
that's where I'm at.
and September's already been paid, so we want to make sure that doesn't get doubled paid.
Yeah, that's true.
No, but I could seek a reimbursement to the county
Oh, okay,
if they were willing to do that.
sure. Okay,
Seek give the reimbursement back.
sure.
So I don't know how long that's going to take. Michelle Chris did, have to meet with Sarah Thomas, the executive director, and she approved that expense to go forward with the CARES Act. So that's somewhat of good news. I'm
Yeah.
hoping to get good news back.
Okay,
So that's about it. I did have a meeting with Judge Christensen, and we did talk about possibly trying to get the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court to maybe enter a new order where jury trials would be suspended until January or February. So maybe the entire COVID thing could calm down a little bit, but we haven't heard anything back on that. So for now, we're still moving forward week by week with criminal jury trials, and I will keep you posted if I learn anything new.
okay, thank you.
Thank you, Karlene, appreciate it.
Uh-huh.
Okay, then.
No problem.
So that concludes the business component. Okay, the three items that we had for our business component section of the meeting. So going through the pending item status review. So that's the attachment. Citizen Advisory Committee. Bill, when are you going to pursue that? Did you say after mid-November?
He said it's on hold.
Or it's on hold from the last time? All right.
I don't know.
Okay,
We lost.
let's move on. Okay, fire station at the fairgrounds. The agreement was in review by Fonda Kovic, who's the attorney, I guess, for Kootenai Fire and Rescue. And so the final draft should have come back to Dave Ferguson, so I'll follow up with Dave Ferguson.
I forwarded it to you. The draft came back this morning.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yep, so Chief Way is asking to be on the status update for Monday
Got it.
for the presentation.
Okay.
So we'll have, as long as Dave can review the changes.
Right. Now, Chief Way has also said that the revenue should be forwarded to the fairgrounds. I'm not going to take that up today, but that's something that we're going to have to consider because
Right.
it's not quite as clear as that. Anyway, okay, so we'll expect that to come up. Is it, so he wants status update, he wants on for next Monday?
Yes.
Okay, so I imagine that'll come up for discussion.
Yep,
Okay.
and then depending on how we decide to go forward, we can put it on the business meeting for the following Tuesday.
Fair enough. Okay, cool. Facilities expansion.
November 9th is our meeting with the architect.
Yeah, they're gonna be here, I was just looking at it, I'm gonna meet them at 10:30 and walk them around the campus and the site where we're looking at. And, they'll give their presentation at 2. They have to be out of here by 3 in order to get their
Get their
flight
flight,
back.
yeah.
They do have a copy of the space planning study now in a roundabout way, but they have it, so we'll see what they have to say on the 9th.
Okay, so our meeting is in the afternoon at 2 PM, is it?
Right.
2 o'clock.
Do they want to move it to 1 or 1:30, just to give them some breathing room?
I can ask them.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just let us
I'll
know.
make a note and ask him, because he said we have to be out by 3 in order to make our flight, but
Yeah.
if the calendar's open, we could do it.
Yeah, check it out. Should we invite the EOs? Do you think it's something they might be interested in? Leave it up to them?
Yeah.
Okay.
To them.
And/or their department heads, okay. So November 9th, 2 PM currently, unless you can get it earlier.
I'll email him and ask him if 1 o'clock would work better. I know they're coming in the morning, because they asked to meet me at 10:30, so.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
For everybody's benefit, this is the same firm that designed the jail expansion, thank you. Okay, moving on, facilities
Did they
expansion.
have,
Is that Karlene?
I'm sorry, I just have a question.
Sure.
I just have a quick question. Do they have any experience in designing courthouses?
Yes,
Yes.
yes. That was among the
Which courthouse
criteria.
did they design?
No, go right ahead.
Ada County Courthouse, I think,
courthouse
is one of them.
That 70% of the work that they do, Karlene, is public sector, and of that, 50% of the work they do is on courthouses and jails. They've built and designed
Okay, thank you.
a bunch.
Yeah, just for your benefit, Karlene, what we did is we had 4 entries, 4 candidates, and we reviewed them. Shawn set up a series, I think there were 9 or 10 criteria. He and Leslie, Bill, and I basically went through it and scored them, and they came out on top, and that was one of the primary reasons. And they lend a lot of detail to security, so that's been a major concern of ours as well, which weighed heavily in their favor. Okay?
And I'm sorry, I didn't catch their name.
LCA,
LCA, architects.
Okay,
out of,
Thank you.
yeah, they're out of Boise.
yeah,
Okay.
okay, great.
All
Thank you.
right. Okay, then, PAC Airport lease.
Yep, I'm just waiting to hear from Wally, so that's just on hold until he comes back with some terms.
Okay. OEM relocation? That's in process, Shawn?
Yeah, things are going fine. We're working on a change order right now for several things, because we came in well under what the architect had projected the cost. We're looking at taking and replacing the entire HVAC mechanical unit, and we have the money to do that. So my thought is, let's get a couple of these low-hanging fruits, if you will, while we have the money, and as long as they're not a long lead item, we're gonna, cove base on the floor they added some casework, so I'm hoping to have that to you in the next week or 2. They just sent 3 of them, cost, one's like $600, one's $1,600, one's $19. The mechanical unit will be the most expensive, but we have the money available to do it, and we can get it done in time. We should just grab all that we can.
Okay, and there's no downside because we already put it out to bid for the over 200,000 mark.
Right,
Right.
right. Yeah, these are just owner-initiated change orders based off the way the budget came in.
Okay.
We're looking at the septic system, needs a new pump. I mean, there's a couple things that we asked them to look at so we can make sure that when they move in, we've tried to cover as much as
So
we
they've
can.
actually started work.
Oh, yeah, everything's demoed out, and the heating, the units are pulled, and it's cold in there.
Okay, cool. Okay, good.
Miserable.
It's real cold.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, final item, Commissioners' Property Tax Roundtable. I think you were on it, weren't you? You were on
The call, yeah.
Friday? Okay, so I think it was Friday, There was a conference call with all the county commissioners, and it was basically hosted by Seth Grigg, who is the executive director of the Idaho Association of Counties. Leslie, Bill, and I were all on it. And anybody can jump in here. There were several proposals, I guess, and discussions that occurred. One was for the legislature to take up the question of capping our maximum tax increase to 5%. So if you take a 3%, the maximum tax, and then add the new growth component, and it exceeds 5%, potentially we'd be capped at 5%. That's one proposal. Leslie, do you want to jump in? Anything else that you?
No, I mean, I think that it's just all still talk right now.
Yeah.
So we're just always involved in those meetings to make sure that we have a voice for the counties. And IAC is really good about making sure that they talk to everyone.
So I guess all the counties are participating, and essentially this is just the start. So when they go into session in January, they'll be discussing that. So property taxes, I guess, will be very much on the table. Other than that, I don't know what else to say. So I'm going to open it up for public comment. None. Okay. 11:28, meeting adjourned. Thank you.